We have the Chairman House Committee on Downstream Petroleum Sector. Just a while ago, the former Chief of Defense Staff, Admiral Ibrahim Ogoy, retired. You are most welcome, sir. We also have in our midst the Special Advisor Technical to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General A.T. Jibril, retired. You are welcome, sir. We have the blessing of the Royal Fathers. Specifically, we have in our midst Royal Majesty, the Magajin Rafin Wandu. You are most welcome, sir. Nice also the Chief Executive Officer of Cranberg Construction Company, Alhaji Nasiru Dano. You are most welcome. Thank you very much for your patience. Any moment from now, we will be commencing proceedings for today. Thank you very much. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I acknowledge the presence of the President, Naval Officers Wives Association, Ajia Nana Aisha Gambo. You are most welcome. Royal Father Igwe John Ayowa. You are most welcome, sir. We also have the representative of the Director of Navy in our midst, Ahmad Suleiman. You are most welcome, sir. Thank you very much for your patience. While we await the commencement of proceedings for this morning, the band will continue to give us light music because it's a day to rejoice. Thank you, sir. Representatives of service chiefs, representative of the National Security Advisor, representative of the Director, Navy, Ministry of Defense, former Chief to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General A.T. Jibril, retired, Principal Staff Officers of Defense and Services Headquarters here present, Commandants and Commanders of Autonomous Units, Flag Officers Commanding, Senior Officers Serving and Retired, Magajin Rafin Gwandu, and Igwe Dr. John Ayoha, Chief Executive Officer of Cranberg Construction Company, Hajia Nana Aisha Gambo, Gentlemen Officer 1, Director of Information, and this morning, myself and Captain L. Abdulkadri, Assistant Director Information, will be your guide. Before we commence proceedings for this morning, with the kind permission of the special guest of
third floor, which needs to be lit by the right and the left, and the right staircase is faintly marked, which all leads to the ground floor. Those at the uppermost platform, no fire below alarm test is scheduled at this time of the day. Should there be any alarms, please should be taken as as a real emergency. In the event of an emergency, please remember to vacate the building, and should you forget any items, please do not go back into the building. Your safety is our priority. Thank you for your attention and remain safe always.
Of Rear Admiral. 2 of them were promoted onto retirement, seeing the shipping of stripes of 28 Commodores. Permit me to add that our newly promoted Rear Admirals are all here with their spouses, and their faces are shining and they are looking very radiant. At this point, we will now commence the shipping of stripe proper, and I will now hand over to my co-pair, Captain Abdul Kadri. Thank you, sir.
Brief version of the senior officers curriculum material. Commodore Gabriel Fade, he was born on 10th September 1970 in Benin City, Edo State. Senior officer is a member of 48th Regular Corps and was commissioned into the Nigerian Navy on 10th September 1993 as a sub-lieutenant. The senior officer has held several appointments during the course of his career, prominent of which include Principal Staff Officer to the Honorable Minister of State for Defense, Deputy Commandant, Nigerian Naval College, ONE, and Deputy Director of Transformation in his headquarters. He is presently the Command Operations Officer, Headquarters, Eastern Naval Command. The senior officer is an alumnus of the National Defense College, New Delhi, India. Commodore Fade holds Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Diploma in Information and Security Management. The senior officer is married, and the union is blessed with 3 beautiful girls, in fact triplets. He enjoys playing chess, reading, and traveling. So to decorate the senior officer before us with the new rank of Rear Admiral, I would like to respectfully invite his flag officer, that is the flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command, Rear Admiral I.A. Dale. And the FOC is to be assisted by the celebrant spouse, Mrs. Olaroyeke Hannah Ishoka Fade. The FOC is and celebrant spouse. Thank you, sir. Lady, sir. I shall now acquaint you with an abridged version of his curriculum vitae. Commodore Clement Atebi was born on 17 November 1967 and hails from Obudu local government area of Cross River State. The senior officer was admitted into the prestigious Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, as a member of the 40th Regular Course and was commissioned into the Nigerian Navy as sub-lieutenant in 1993. The senior officer has attended many military institutions, prominent of which is the United States Naval War College, Newport, Rhode Island. Commodore Atebi has held several appointments afloat and ashore in the course of his illustrious career, notable among which are Commanding Officer Nigerian Navy Ship Thunder, Commanding Officer Forward Operating Base Bonny, and the Naval Provost Marshal of these headquarters. He is currently the Chief Staff Officer, Central Naval Command, located in Yenagua. Commodore Atebi holds 2 master's degrees in transport management, specializing in logistics and international relations. He is happily married to Folake Martina Atebi, and the union is blessed with 4 beautiful children. At his leisure, he enjoys reading, badminton, walking, workout, jogging, discussing contemporary and international affairs. Sir, to decorate the senior officer with the enviable rank of Rear Admiral, now most respectfully invite the National President, Naval Officers Wives Association, Hajia Nana Aisha, and to be assisted by the Flag Officer, Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral I. Abbas, the NOAA National President, Okay, thank you very much, sir. May I request the spouse of the senior officer to join the Flag Officer commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral I. Abbas, for the decoration of the senior officer with the rank of Rear Admiral. Therefore, see Central, sir. Thank you, sir. Senior officer. Sir Commodore Hamisu Sadiq was born on 24th October 1967 in Kano, Nigeria. He is a member of 38th Regular Course of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and was commissioned on 21st September 1991 as a sub-lieutenant. Commodore Sadiq has held several command and staff appointments, some of which include Deputy Director of Project Implementation and Monitoring in this headquarters, Deputy Director of Procurement Evaluation at Defense Headquarters, Deputy Director of Production at also Defense Headquarters. He is currently the Deputy Director of the Aviation at Defense Space Administration. The senior officer holds a Master's in Strategic Studies and High Diploma Networking Engineering. Commodore Sadiq is happily married to Mrs. Zahra Dahiru Abdullahi and is blessed with a daughter and a son. His hobbies are traveling, reading, watching documentaries, animal rearing, and horse riding. Sir, may I kindly request the Chief of Defense Space Administration, Rear Admiral N.A. Moglin, and to be assisted by the wife of the celebrant, Mrs. Zahra Dahiru Abdullahi, to conduct the decoration ceremony of the senior officer. The CDSA, Mrs. Sadiq Ma. Thank you, sir. For the decoration is Commodore D.D. Dangwell, sir. I shall now acquaint you with an abridged version of the senior officers' curriculum battle. Commodore Domnan Dangwell was born on 18 December 1966 and hails from Jos, Plateau State. He is also a member of 38th regular course of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and was commissioned as a sub-lieutenant into the Nigerian Navy in 1991. Commodore Dangwell has held several appointments, ashore and afloat in the course of his career, notably among which are Commanding Officer Naval Outpost, Lake Chad, Baga, Borno State, and Deputy Director Influence Activities at the Campaign Planning Directorate of Defense Headquarters. He is presently Deputy Director in Monitoring and Evaluation at the Defense Department of Transformation and Innovation at the Defense Headquarters. Commodore D.D. Dangwell holds Bachelor of Arts in French and International Studies and Master of Science in Peace Studies and Conflict Resolution. He is happily married to Mrs. A.K. Dangwe, and they are blessed with 5 lovely children, 2 girls and 3 boys. The senior officer enjoys endurance race, adventure and traveling. He also enjoys listening to Christian music and motivational talks and seminars. Sir, permit me to at this moment invite the Chief of Defense Administration, Rear Admiral MB Nagenu, and to be assisted by the wife of the celebrant, Mrs. Alice Kempaya Dangwe, to shift the senior officer with his new rank of Rear Admiral. The CDA and Mrs. Dangwe. Commodore Olodide, sir. Let me first read a brief resume of the senior officer before the decoration. Commodore Akinola Olodide was born on 16 January 1973 at Idi Araba in Lagos State. He was admitted as a member of 41st regular course at Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna in August 1989 and graduated as the best cadet in the Department of Biological Sciences and Faculty of Sciences. He was subsequently commissioned into the Nigerian Navy as a sub-lieutenant in 1993. The senior officer has served in various capacities at different ranks during the course of his illustrious career. Notably are Chief Instructor Junior Course, Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, and Assistant Director of Plans at this headquarters in the year 2016. He also commanded Nigerian Navy ship Prosperity and was the Commandant Nigerian Navy Basic Training School in Port Harcourt. He is presently a member of the directing staff at the National Defense College. Commodore Olodude holds Masters in International Affairs and Diplomacy, in Human Resource Management and Security and Strategic Studies. He is happily married to Padake, and they are blessed with 3 beautiful children. The senior officer enjoys swimming and playing volleyball. Sir, to decorate the senior officer with the enviable rank of Rear Admiral, I humbly request to call on the Commandant, National Defense College, Rear Admiral M.M. Bashir, and to be joined by the celebrant spouse in person of Mrs. Fadake Adebisi Olodunde. Before this distinguished audience, thank you, sir. Okay. Commodore J.U. Okay, sir. Commodore John Okeke was born on 10th November 1969 in Amuzu, Apuko, Enugu State. He is a member of the 41st Regular Course of Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and was commissioned as a sub-lieutenant on 17th September 1993. Senior officer has held many appointments in the course of his career, notable of which are Deputy Chief of Staff, Headquarters Joint Task Force, Operation Polo Shield, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship, Damisa, and Director of Naval Standard of this headquarters. He is presently the Commander Naval Base Lake Chad in Baga, Borno State. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Geography and a Master's in Strategic Studies. Commodore J.U. Okeke is happily married to Mrs. Susan Inkem Dream Okeke, and they are blessed with 2 beautiful boys and 2 girls. His hobbies include reading, traveling, driving, and meeting people. Sir, the senior officer before you is to be shaped by no other person than the Chief of Training and Operations, Naval Headquarters, Abuja, Admiral Yaso Agada, and to be assisted by the wife of the celebrant, Mrs. Susan Okeke. The sit-ups are Mrs. Okeke. A.M. Haruna. Commodore A.M. Haruna, sir. For the decoration, sir, Abulati of the senior officer. Commodore Abdul Rashid Haruna was born on 19 September 1970 and hails from Birnin Kebbi in Kebbi State. The senior officer is a member of 41st regular course of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and was commissioned into Nigerian Navy as a sub-lieutenant in 1994. Commodore Haruna holds a Bachelor of Science in Economics and Master's degree in Strategic Studies. He has held several appointments ashore and afloat in the course of his career, some of which are Deputy Commandant, Nigerian Naval College, ONE, Deputy Director, Monitoring, Evaluation and Analysis at the Naval Headquarters, Abuja, and Director of Training at the Naval Headquarters. He is presently the Commander, Nigerian Navy Ship Beecroft, Lagos. He is happily married to Mrs. Mariam Malemi Haruna, and they are blessed with 4 lovely children. Commodore Haruna enjoys reading, playing badminton, and horse riding. So at this point, it is my great honor to invite the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Y.B. Wambai, and to be joined by the wife of the celebrant, Barrister Mariam Mohammed Bashir, for the shipping of stripes of the senior officer with the rank of Rear Admiral. The FOC are Mrs. Haruna. Commodore Damtong, sir. Sir, permit me to briefly intimate you about the senior officer to be decorated. Commodore Frederick Damtong was born on 27 September 1971 and hails from Jos, Plateau State. Senior officer is a member of 41st Regular Course of Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and was commissioned into Nigerian Navy as a sub-lieutenant in 1994. Commodore Damtong has held several appointments ashore and afloat in the course of his career. These include Deputy Commandant, Nigerian Navy Engineering College, Command Fleet Maintenance Officer at the Headquarters Logistics Command, Ogara, and the Commandant Nigerian Navy Engineering College, Sapele. He is currently the Director of Weapon Electrical at Naval Engineering Branch here in Naval Headquarters. He holds a bachelor degree in Electrical Electronics Engineering, as well as a master's in Engineering and Security and Defense Studies. He is happily married to Mrs. Raquel Damtong, and they are blessed with 2 lovely children. Commodore Damtong enjoys reading, watching boxing, Formula 1 races, cricket, and surveying latest Raquel Ma. Before you, sir, is Admiral FN. Thank you, sir. To be shipped is Commodore Aisha. Commodore Aisha, sir. Sir, permit me to give you a summarized version of the synopsis resume. Commodore Ibrahim Shehu was born on 14 June 1972 and hails from Ida in Kogi State. The synopsis is a member of 41st Regular Course for Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna. He attended the United States Naval Academy, Annapolis, Maryland, and was commissioned to the Nigerian Navy as a sub-lieutenant in 1994. Commodore Shehu holds a degree in naval architecture and a master's degree in global security and strategy. He has held several appointments ashore and afloat in the course of his career, notably among which are Manager Design Office, Nigerian Naval Dockyard, Lagos, and Project Coordinator for the construction of the Nigerian Navy ship Andoni, the first indigenously built seaward defense boat. He is presently the Director of Equipment, Standardization, and Harmonization at the Defense Department of Communications, Defense Headquarters. He was married to the late Mrs. Susan Inigbi Shehu, and their union produced 3 lovely boys. Commodore Shehu enjoys reading, listening to music, and discussing current affairs. So to decorate the senior officer with the enviable rank of Rear Admiral, I shall kindly call on the Chief of Defense Communications, Major General E.N. Njoku, and to be assisted by the celebrant's son, Master Nicholas Shehu, the CPC and Master Nicholas Shehu. Moyem was born on 22nd December 1967 and hails from Ago in Ika local government area of Delta State. The senior officer is a member of 39th regular course of Nigerian Defense Academy Kaduna and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1992. Commodore Moyem has held several appointments both ashore and afloat. These include Commandant Nigerian Youth Soccer Academy Calabar, Commandant Nigerian Navy Ship Fora and Director Coordination at the Nigerian Defense Academy. The senior officer is presently the Deputy Director Administration at the Defense Headquarters, Abuja. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in History and a Master's in Strategic Studies. The senior officer, who is currently undergoing a Master of Philosophy program in Defense and Strategic Studies at the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, is happily married to Mrs. Ifeoma Moyem, and the union is blessed with 3 beautiful children. He enjoys reading, traveling, and keeping fit. Sir, I would like to now invite the Chief of Defense, Civil Military Cooperation, Rear Admiral A.O. Ayobanjo, who is to be joined by the celebrant's wife, Mrs. Ifeoma Moyem, for the decoration of the senior officer with the rank of Rear Admiral. The CD CIMIC and Mrs. Moyema. Thank you, sir. And Madigu. MN Madigu, sir.
That's why we're here.
I'll paint you with an abridged version of Commodore Madigu's resume. Commodore Musa Madigu is a member of 39th Regular Course of Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna. He holds a Bachelor of Science in International Relations and Defense Studies, Masters in Logistics Management, and Masters in Strategic Studies. The senior officer has held various appointments in the Nigerian Navy, amongst which are the Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship Brass, Commanding Officer, Forward Operating Base Pomoso, and Commander, Nigerian Navy Special Port Service. Presently, he is a Deputy Director Special Operation Forces and the Coordinator of Operation Chameleon Bite under Defense Headquarters. Commodore Madigu is married to Mrs. Domini Madigu, and they are blessed with 4 beautiful children. His hobbies include traveling, reading, watching documentaries, listening to music, and jogging. Sir, for the decoration of the senior officer with the rank of Rear Admiral, I have the singular honor that I am by the Flag Officer commanding Naval Training Command, Rear Admiral M.K. Onauhire, and to be assisted by the wife celebrant, Mrs. Domini Madigu. FOC NAPRAC and Mrs. Madigu. Sir, I have before you Rear Admiral Madigu. Thank you, sir. Commodore Bankole, sir. May I equally seek for an approval to the resume of the senior officers curriculum vitae. Commodore Abiodun Bankole was born on 29th March 1970. He is a member of the 39th Regular Course of Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1992. The senior officer has held several appointments, both ashore and aft. Notable among these are Principal Staff Officer, Navy to the Chief of Defense Staff, Command Operations Officer, Headquarters, Western Naval Command, Ababa, Commanding Officer of Nigeria's flagship Nigerian Navy ship Aradu, and Fleet Commander Central Fleet in Yenagoa. He is currently the Director of Communications and Information Technology at the Naval Headquarters, Abuja. Commodore Bankole holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry and master's degree in public administration. He equally has another master's in maritime policy and in security and development studies. He is happily married, and the marriage is blessed with beautiful son and twin girls. Commando Bankole enjoys swimming, jogging, and listening to Christian music. So I have the honor to inform this August gathering that to the greatest senior officer is once again my pleasure to invite the Chief of Training and Operations, Naval Headquarters Rear Admiral S.O. Agada, and to be assisted by the celebrant wife, Mrs. Bukola Bonkwali, the Sitors, and Mrs. Bonkwalema. Thank you, sir. Sir, at this point, may I kindly invite the Director of Information, Nigerian Navy, in person of Commodore O.A. Ibon, to continue with the proceedings of the shipping officer. The Director.
Senior officer is Commodore J.O. Okosu. Commodore James Okosu was born on the 15th of October 1969 and hails from Edo State. The senior officer is a member of 40th regular course of Nigerian Defense Academy, and he graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering. He was subsequently commissioned in 1993 as a sub-lieutenant. The senior officer has held many appointments, both afloat and ashore, some of which include directing staff at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, and National Defense College here in Abuja. He has also served as Assistant Director Air Engineering here at the headquarters and Command Technical Officer at Headquarters, Western Naval Command. Presently, he is the Director of Marine Engineering here at the headquarters. Commodore Okosu is happily married to Mrs. Isabella Okosu, and they are blessed with 2 lovely children. He enjoys traveling, meeting people, playing golf, squash, and football. He also enjoys to discuss international affairs, world politics, and reading about scientific inventions and how things work. To ship the stripe of the senior officer this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Chief of Naval Engineering to be supported by Mrs. Isabella Okosu. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Rear Admiral James Oposo. The next senior officer, one. Commodore Julius Nwagwu was born on the 7th of September 1968 and hails from Imo State. He is a member of 40th regular course of the Nigerian Defense Academy and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1993. The senior officer has held several appointments ashore and afloat in the course of his career, notably amongst of which are Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship Thunder, Commandant, Nigerian Navy Intelligence School, then at Ubima, and Commander, Nigerian Navy Ship Victory in Calabar. The senior officer is presently the Director, Project Monitoring at the Defense Headquarters. The senior officer is happily married to Mrs. Ifeanyi Peace Nwagwu, and they are blessed with 5 lovely children. He enjoys reading, farming, and golfing. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Navy Secretary, Rear Admiral S.K. Bryan, as well as Mrs. Peace Nwagwu. Ladies and gentlemen, Rear Admiral Julius Nwagwu. The next senior officer, Commodore Suleiman Abdullahi, was born on the 28th of February 1971, and he joined the Nigerian Navy on the 23rd of August 1993 after obtaining his first degree. He holds a Master's of Science in Logistics and Operations Management, another Master's of Arts in International Security and Strategy. The senior officer was at a time a directing staff at the Staff College in Jaji and commandant of the then Nigerian Navy Finance and Logistics College. He was also Director Ship Spares here at the headquarters. He is presently Managing Director Admiralty Exchange. The senior officer is happily married and the union is blessed with 5 children. He enjoys volleyball and badminton. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Group Managing Director, Navy Holdings Limited, Rear Admiral S.S. Lassa, and he will be supported by the spouse of the senior officer, Mrs. Abdullahi. Thank you very much, sir. Rear Admiral Suleiman Abdullahi. The next is Commodore K.M. Bushi. Commodore Kasimo Bushi hails from Taraba State. He graduated from Ahmadu Bello University in 1991 and enrolled into the Nigerian Navy in 1993. Subsequently, he was commissioned sub-lieutenant on the 23rd of August 1994. The senior officer has a Bachelor of Science in Accounting, postgraduate diploma in Banking and Finance, and in Public Administration and Personnel Management. He also has a Master's in Financial Mathematics and PhD in Finance. He also has 2 honorary doctorate degrees to his credit. We are informed this August gathering that Commodore Bushi has also held many appointments in the Navy, some of which include Director, Navy Pension, Commander, Central Pay Office, and General Manager, Finance at the Engineering Services Limited and at the Naval Dockyard. He is presently the Chief of Accounts and Budgets, Naval Headquarters. Commodore Bushi has published 3 books and 8 journals. He enjoys reading and writing, jogging and keeping fit, and watching educative documentaries. He is also happily married, and the union is blessed with children. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully invite the Special Advisor Technical to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General A.T. Jibril, retired, who will be supported by Mrs. Fatima Bushi. Rear Admiral Kasim Bushi. The next senior officer is Commodore C. Oyemobi. Oyemobi was born on the 1st of May 1902 in Lagos. He is a member of the 41st regular course of the Nigerian Defense Academy, where he also bagged the Bachelor of Engineering degree in 1994. The senior officer has served in various capacities in the Nigerian Navy, both afloat and ashore, some of which include directing staff at the Staff College in Jaji and also at the Naval War College of Nigeria. He was the commander, Fleet Support Group, Central Naval Command, and presently is the director, Ship Spares, here at the headquarters. He holds a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Mechanical Engineering, postgraduate diploma in Public Administration, a master's degree in International Affairs and Diplomacy, and a master's degree in Strategy and Developmental Studies. He is happily married to Mrs. Princess Oyemobi, and the union is blessed with 3 children. He enjoys playing Scrabble, tennis, and volleyball. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I humbly request the Chief of Logistics, Naval Headquarters, Rear Admiral Shetima, to be assisted by Mrs. Princess Oyemobi. Ladies and gentlemen, Rear Admiral Chijoke Oyemobi. The next is Commodore Abraham Zipele, was born on the 9th of November 1970 in Delta States. He hails from Bayelsa States. The senior officer is a member of 42nd regular course of Nigerian Defense Academy, where he graduated with a degree in physics and earned his commission as a sub-lieutenant in 1995. Commodore Zipele has held several appointments both afloat and ashore, some of which are Principal Staff Officer to the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Defense Intelligence Agency, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship Ologo, and Commandant, Nigerian Navy Intelligence School. He is presently the Commandant, Defense Intelligence College. Commodore Zipele is happily married to Mrs. Adiza Zipele, and the union is blessed with 4 children. His hobbies, amongst others, include reading, lecturing, watching military documentaries, playing Scrabble, solving puzzles and riddles. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Chief of Training and Operations, Naval Headquarters, Rear Admiral Eso Agada, who will be supported by Mrs. Hadiza Zepele. Rear Admiral Zipele. The next is, he was born on the 1st of July 1971 and hails from Lagos State. He is a member of the 42nd Regular Corps, Nigerian Defense Academy, and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1995. Commodore Shoemi holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Mathematics, Masters of Science in National Security and War Studies. He has held several appointments, some of which include Assistant Director of Personnel Release here at the headquarters, Chief Instructor at the Staff College in Jaji, and also pioneer member of Directing Staff, National War College of Nigeria. He was also a directing staff at the National Defense College here in Abuja. Currently, he is the Fleet Commander, Eastern Fleet, Calabar. Commodore Shoemi is happily married to Mrs. Adeolu Shoemi, and they are blessed with 3 children. In his leisure, he enjoys reading, listening to music, driving, and keeping up to date with technology. To ship his stripes, may I respectfully invite the Flag Officer Commanding Eastern Naval Command, Rear Admiral I.A. Dewu, to be supported by Mrs. Adeolu Shoemi. Correct? Mrs. Adeola Shoemi. Sorry, madam. Rear Admiral O.O. Shoyemi, congratulations, sir. The next is Commodore Donald Okey was born on the 14th of July 1972 and hails from Imo State. He is a member of the 42nd Regular Course, Nigerian Defense Academy, and was commissioned sub-lieutenant on the 17th of August 1995. He has served in various capacities, both afloat and ashore. He was the pioneer, commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Centenary, who sailed the ship from China to Nigeria on her maiden voyage. He was also commandant, Nigerian Naval College of Air, and the commander, Nigerian Navy ship Victory. He is currently Director of Personnel Release here at the headquarters. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemistry, Masters in Defense Studies, and another Masters in Philosophy in Security and Strategic Studies. The senior officer is happily married to Mrs. Lucy Okey, and they are blessed with 3 children. He is an avid chess player and enjoys reading motivational and service-related books, as well as watching football. To ship his stripes this afternoon, I respectfully request the Navy Secretary, Rear Admiral S.K. Ibrahim, to be supported by Mrs. Lucy Okey. Rear Admiral C.D. Okey. Congratulations, sir. Next is Commodore Abubakar Mustafa was born on the 27th of March 1972 and hails from Katsina State. He is a member of the 42nd Regular Course of Nigerian Defense Academy and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1995. The senior officer holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Physics, Master of Science degree in Hydrography, and a postgraduate diploma in Ocean Bathymetry. He also has a Master of Arts degree in Security Studies, specifically Combating Terrorism Policy and Strategy, amongst others. Commodore Mustafa was at the time the commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Lana, the old Lana. He was also the chief instructor at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, and the defense advisor, Nigerian High Commission in Pretoria, South Africa. He is currently the Deputy Director of Defense Affairs at the Office of the National Security Advisor. The senior officer is happily married and blessed with 2 children. He enjoys reading, traveling, and hiking. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the representative of the National Security Advisor, Major General Ndalulu, who will be supported by Mrs. Nabila Mustafa. Rear Admiral A.A. Mustafa, congratulations, sir. Next is Commodore P.E. Effa. Commodore Patrick Effa was born on the 29th of December 1972 in Calabar. The senior officer is a member of the 42nd Regular Course of the Academy and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1995. He has held several appointments, some of which include directing staff at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College in Jaji, as well as directing staff at the Naval War College of Nigeria. He was at a time the Nigerian Deputy Defense Attaché, Brasilia in Brazil, and also Commander, Nigerian Navy ship Soro. Presently, he is the Director, Maritime Domain Awareness here at the headquarters. Commodore Effa holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Mathematics, postgraduate diploma in Satellite Communication, and Masters in Law Enforcement and Criminal Justice, as well as a Masters in International Affairs and Diplomacy, and another Masters in Strategic Studies. He enjoys reading, golfing, and intellectual discussion. He is happily married to Mrs. Temi Effa, and the union is blessed with children. This afternoon, I have the singular honor and privilege to request again the Chief of Training and Operation, Naval Headquarters, Rear Admiral S.O. Agada, to ship his stripes, and he will be supported by Mrs. Temi Efa. Admiral P.E. Efa. Congratulations. The next is Commodore A. Babaina. Commodore Abdulhamid Babaina was born on the 9th of May 1973 in Lagos. He hails from Adamawa State. The senior officer is a member of the 42nd regular course of the Academy and was commissioned in 1995. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Geography and a Master's in Security and Strategic Studies. He has held several appointments, prominent of which include Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship Olugbo, and Command Administration Officer, Headquarters, Logistics Command, Ogara. He was also the Commandant at the Nigerian Navy School of Armament Technology, Kachia, in Kaduna State. He is presently the Commander, Nigerian Navy Ship Delta in Warri. Commodore Babaina is happily married, and the union is blessed with children. His hobbies include cycling, baking, and gardening. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Flag Officer commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral I. Abbas, to be supported by Mrs. Babaina. May I also add that Commodore Babaina's younger brother, who is a retired naval officer, is also in our midst and presently is into politics. Congratulations, sir. Next is Commodore SD Atapa. Commodore Sunday Atapa was born on the 31st of October 1971 and hails from Akwa Ibom State. The senior officer is a member of the 42nd regular course of the academy, and he earned a Master's of Science degree in physics and was commissioned as sub-lieutenant in 1995. Commodore Atapa holds a Master's in Hydrographic Survey, International Law and Diplomacy, Governance and Leadership, as well as Applied Geophysics and a Master of Philosophy in Security and Strategic Studies. The senior officer has held numerous appointments, some of which include directing staff at the Staff College in Jaji and also at the Ghana Armed Forces Commandant Staff College. He was also Commandant of the Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School, Port Harcourt, at a time, and is presently the Commander Nigerian Navy ship Soro in Yanagua. Commodore Atapa is happily married to Mrs. Olukemi Atapa, and they are blessed with 3 children. His hobbies include reading, researching, long walk, and playing table tennis. May I also add that Commodore Atapa is a known research fellow, known resource person in the area of blue economy. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the hydrographer of the Navy, Rear Admiral C. Okafo, to be supported by Mrs. Olukemi Atapa. Rear Admiral SD Atakwa. Congratulations, sir. Next is Commodore Fatai Sanusi. Was born on the 26th of October 1965 and he hails from Kwara State. The senior officer was trained at the Nigerian Naval College of Onura as a member of regular course and was commissioned sub-lieutenant in 1990. Commodore Sanusi has held several appointments in the course of his career, notably amongst of which are Fleet Operations Officer, Headquarters Western Naval Command, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship Opla, and Deputy Director Policy here at the headquarters. He is currently Deputy Director Communications Intelligence at the Defense Intelligence Agency. The officer holds a Master's of Science degree in Strategic Studies. He is happily married to Mrs. Fatima Sanusi and they are blessed with 4 lovely children. He enjoys reading, watching football, and having great pleasure for golf. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Chief of Policy and Plans, Naval Headquarters, Rear Admiral SS Garba, to be supported by Mrs. Fatima Sanusi. Rear Admiral F.O.Y. Sanusi. Congratulations, sir. Commodore Adewale Olariwaju was born on the 9th of November 1968. He hails from Lagos State and he is a member of 7th regular course of the Nigerian Naval College, Onura. The senior officer holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in History and International Studies, as well as a Master's in Strategic Studies. He has held several appointments, some of which include Commodore Superintendent, Naval Ordnance Depot, Deputy Director of Administration here in NHQ, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Ship Siri, and Fleet Logistics Officer, Headquarters Western Fleet. Presently, he is the Commander, Nigerian Navy Ship Way. He is happily married to Mrs. Adejoke Olaniwaju, and they are blessed with children. To ship his stripes this afternoon, may I respectfully request the Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Wambai, to be supported by Mrs. Adejoke Olarinwaju. Rear Admiral A.S. Olarinwaju, congratulations, sir. The next is the one we have been waiting for. Because yes, sir. Commodore Garba Abaka was born on the 15th of January 1966 and he hails from Sokoto State. He is a member of the 7th regular course of the Naval College, Onura. The senior officer has held many appointments, some of which include Assistant Director Technical and Deputy Director Foreign Liaison, both at the Defense Intelligence Agency. He was also the Fleet Operations Officer at the Eastern Fleet, Calabar, and is presently the Nigerian Navy delegate to the Islamic Military Counter-Terrorism Coalition at Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The senior officer is happily married and the union is blessed with children. He enjoys golfing. May I add that this afternoon, the senior officer's wife missed a flight, so she is unavoidably absent. And as such, to ship his stripes this afternoon, I will most respectfully request our boss and our principal, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, CFR, Admiralty Medal, to be joined by the Chairman House Committee on Downstream Petroleum Sector, Honorable Musa Adam. Rear Admiral G.S. Baka. Congratulations, sir. Baka, we are done with the ceremony, but you know that ceremonies like this are incomplete without listening to remarks by our leaders. And as such, on our program, we have the remarks by the Chief of the Naval Staff to be followed by that of the Special Guest of Honor, after which we will listen to vote of thanks by a rep of the newly decorated Rear Admirals, after which we will proceed for the group photograph in front of the main entrance Alpha, to the main NHQ complex. At this point, may I have the singular honor and privilege to respectfully invite the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, CFR, Admiralty Medal, to make his remarks.
Our Chief of Defense Staff, General Elio Irabo, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Nigerian Army Medal. The Chairman, House Committee on Downstream Petroleum Sector, Honorable Musa Adam. The representatives of service chiefs here present, the National Security Advisor, ably represented by Major General A.S. Ndalogo, he was my craft. Director Navy, Minister of Defense, ably represented by Mr. Ahmed Suleiman, former Chief of Defense Staff, Vice Admiral Ibrahim Ogoy, Admiral, beg your pardon, sir, Admiral Ibrahim Ogoy, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Special Advisor Technical to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General A.T. Jibril, retired, Principal Staff Officers of Defense and Services, Headquarters here present, Commandants and Commanders of Autonomous Units, Flag Officers Commanding, Senior Officers serving and retired, our Royal Fathers and Traditional Rulers here present, you are most welcome, Captains of Industry, President, Naval Officers Wives Association, my amiable wife, Hajiana Naisha Gambo, members of the Fourth Estate of the Ring, ladies and gentlemen, of course, spouses of the beneficiaries of today, our mothers, they are most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with sincere pleasure that I, on behalf of officers, ratings and civilian staff of the Nigerian Navy, warmly welcome you all to the shipping of stripes for senior officers elevated to the rank of Commodore, to Rear Admiral rank. It is a rare honor to have in attendance at these auspicious occasions our most esteemed special guest of honor, our CDS, General Elio Irabo, CFR, the Chief of Defense Staff. Sir, we deeply appreciate you, your presence, and your acceptance to be at this auspicious occasion. We are honored, sir, in spite of course. Sir, this further underscores your warm disposition and profound support to the Nigerian Navy in particular. Permit me to also welcome other distinguished special guests, representatives of other service chiefs, as well as eminent senior serving and retired officers, including family members, friends, and well-wishers who have taken time out to be part of this promotion ceremony. The Nigerian Navy family is profoundly grateful for your attendance and continued goodwill. The special guest of honor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the significance of today's occasion is drawn from the critical need for courageous and dynamic leadership in the armed forces. As expected in every performance-oriented organization, quality leadership in the armed forces is essential for the optimal realization of its objectives. Notably, in the profession of arms, the optimal employment of men and material has direct impact on operations outcomes at theaters of operations and national security. Hence, despite the huge number of annual enlistments into the military, only the most dedicated and loyal rise to the very apex of the profession. Indeed, it is the dream of every officer to reach the peak of his or her career in the service. However, only a few realize this dream. The ceremony today, which is the crowning glory of your hard work, dedication, and loyalty to the service and by extension the nation, is no mean feat. I therefore congratulate you for being among the selected few that made it to this enviable rank. Note that while it takes hard work to reach a glorious height, it takes harder work to remain up there. I therefore unreservedly congratulate each of you and urge you to justify the confidence of a proud and deserving nation. Notably, the year 2022 has witnessed significant disruption in all facets of our national lives, with the armed forces now more than ever required to play more significant roles to ensure security and prosperity of our dear nation. Consequently, the Nigerian Navy and the nation require you to be more dedicated and display unalloyed loyalty to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, in order to address the security challenges confronting our dear nation. Your ingenuity, resourcefulness, and integrity will be required as very senior officers to reposition the service in order to discharge its constitutional mandate for the security and economic prosperity of our great nation. The Navy, in collaboration with other security agencies, have continuously strived to protect the economic mainstay of the country through various operations to counter illegal oil bunkering and crude oil theft. While there are significant achievements which must be sustained, there are pockets of personnel still colluding with criminals to sabotage these efforts. Let me therefore warn that any act of collusion with criminals to sabotage of measures in place to checkmate illegality will be met with stiff sanctions in accordance with the laws of the land. Note that as leaders of the service, you are expected to be above board and ensure that subordinates equally buy into the zero-tolerance stance of the Nigerian Navy against all forms of illegalities and criminalities at sea and ashore. I must add that today's ceremony particularly resonates deeply with the Nigerian Navy, as it provides a special opportunity to acknowledge the enormous support availed the service by the federal government. Such encouragement has bolstered gains in critical areas like fleet renewal, infrastructural and manpower developments, which have impacted positively on operations and the nation's strategic posture at sea. I therefore avail myself this opportunity to reaffirm the loyalty of the entire officers, ratings, and civilian staff of the Nigerian Navy to Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammad Buhari, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for his unrelenting support, which has enabled the Nigerian Navy to deliver a safe, secure, and stable maritime environment for the prosperity of Nigeria. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate your families, especially your spouses, our spouses, for being the pillar of support to enable you to come this far. On a final note, I want to thank the Chief of Defense Staff for finding time to be with us today for this continuous support. Additionally, I want to once again express my heartfelt gratitude to the President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his uncommon support to the Nigerian Navy in the discharge of her constitutional mandate. I want to assure you, sir, of the unannounced loyalty, commitment, and dedication of officers, ratings, and civilian staff of the Nigerian Navy to their fatherland. Once again, gentlemen, congratulations to the Rear Admirals, and onward together. God bless us all.
Thank you very much of the special guest of honor. Please, I want to acquaint us with this new development that after the vote of thanks by the representative of the newly promoted Rear Admirals, we will proceed to the upper deck where we will have light refreshments before we withdraw to the main entrance of the NHQ complex for the group photograph. So the ushers will guide our guests and our friends to the upper deck for the refreshment before we take the group photograph outside. Having said that, okay, we will take the group photograph first before we return for the refreshment. We'll guide you to the main entrance of the NHQ company. Having said that, may I have the singular honor and privilege to respectfully request the Chief of the Naval Staff to also request our special guest of honor, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Elio Irabo, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Nigerian Army Medal, to make his remark.
The Chairman House Committee on the downscreen, our Chief Host, the Chief of the Naval Staff, the Vice Admiral, Exec Gamble, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Admiralty Leader, along with his very dear wife, the representatives of the service chiefs, my Oga, the former Chief of Defense Staff, Admiral Ogoi, the special advisor to the Minister, our royal fathers, the promoted officers and their spouses, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's actually been a long day, very, very short, especially in the life of our officers who have been found very worthy to be so promoted and decorated accordingly. I think it's only apt for me to say that process that led to the selection of these officers that have been promoted was a very rigorous one. That led to the composition of the various boards and, of course, recommendations presented to the Navy Board itself, that the Minister of Defense chaired on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief. So you must count yourself very lucky, one, but more importantly, it's by dint of your hard work. And so it's for that purpose I'd like to join the Chief of the Naval Staff to congratulate you for earning the promotions that you have just been decorated with. The Armed Forces remains an institution, an establishment that the nation is looking up to reverse the somewhat unpalatable situation within the security environment. And thankfully, you and I, along with our colleagues in other services and of course other security agencies, have been on the right path in meeting the mandates of the government and of course the expectation of the people. In the light of the fact that quite a lot has happened and we have been able to improve on the security disposition within our country and even beyond. But in specific terms, for the Nigerian Navy, the core area of your engagement remains within the maritime domain. But of course, support in other areas, which of course you have been discharging equitably. I would like to use this opportunity to charge you further in the light of the importance that the nation is placing on revenue generation coming from the non-oil sector, implying that from now on there will be a greater emphasis on getting the realities of exploiting the assets within our maritime domain. Here, in specific terms, the blue economy certainly will be exploited further. And I believe that as we continue along the path of fleet capitalization, which the government has placed emphasis on, then of course the Navy will be getting more tools to be able to ensure that whatever malfeasance that have occurred within the maritime domain ceases to exist, such that the nation will derive maximum benefit from the endowment that we have within our maritime domain. I'd like to very specially note the effort of the Chief of the Naval Staff along with his team in this regard. A lot of improvements have been made. I'm making this remark to underscore the fact that to you officers who have just been decorated, you will be charged and you will be given greater responsibility, and there is an expectation on you to ensure that the objective of government in dealing with these issues, especially within the maritime domain, is achieved. So, from perhaps after now, when you know the normal issues that have to do with postings and redeployment, you will find yourself in very challenging appointments that will demand your time and your energy. And of course, your ability to creatively bring out solutions that will help us to address the myriad of challenges that we have. I have no doubt in my mind, given the pedigree, as we saw in the reports that were presented at the Navy Board, that all of you that have been so selected and promoted will meet the yearnings of our nation. I should also use this opportunity to, of course, appreciate the Minister of Defense, who, of course, was quite painstaking during the Navy Board, and to go through the reports that were made, making very valuable inputs that we have actually taken note of, which I believe that will help us to continue to be more professional even in our work processes. I must also use this opportunity to appreciate Mr. President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, who no doubt has given us the ambience to be creative, to be innovative, and also giving us all the resources within limits of what's available to government for us to undertake the tasks that we have been undertaking, and in particular for the Navy. Within the last 2 years, so many vessels have come into the inventory of the Nigerian Navy, courtesy of the support of Mr. President. Beyond that, of course, you know that to run a Navy, the logistic implication is quite huge. For a ship to go on a patrol that will take you for 24 hours, the quantum of fuel and other logistic items is huge. So one can imagine the resources that have been made available that has enabled us, of course, and in particular the Nigerian Navy, to be able to undertake its task in this regard. This is necessary for me to be able to let Nigerians know the enormous support that we received from government. I believe that this support is coming from the understanding that without this support, of course, the situation of the country will be worse for it. And especially within the maritime domain, where over 90% of our revenue, where it comes from. So I'm glad that not only the Navy, along with other services and security agencies, are keeping faith with the mandate that the nation also, and of course the government in particular, is also understanding the commitment that the members of the armed forces and the Navy in particular has shown, that has enabled them to provide the support that we now have. Going forward, I believe that the year 2023 for the Navy will equally be challenging. Challenging because there will be greater demands that will be on you, in the light of the fact that quite a lot needs to be undertaken, such that whatever is left within the maritime domain, especially the insecurity that we find, gladly for the past 1 year or over 1 year now, we have not had any serious case of piracy. But of course, there are still cases of crude oil theft, which means that in 2023, we want to see a complete elimination of that practice. And I know that the commitment that the Navy is making currently will enable us to achieve that. So let me on that note, once again, congratulate even a few that have been promoted, and to also commend the Chief of the Naval Staff, along with his team, for the good work they are doing. And I should also join to commend our spouses for the very good support they've been giving. It's not over yet. I saw that, while sitting there, I saw many of our spouses coming after decorating, and you see some boldly took the salute, others are not sure whether truly their husband is saluting them. I say this is a job. So, but then they are now 2-star admirals. So the stern face will reduce. That I can assure you. Go and ask my wife. All right, once again, let me thank you and wish every one of us a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
By one of the newly promoted Red Admirals. May I respectfully invite Rear Admiral G.S. Abaka to put a vote of thanks on behalf of the senior officers.
Chief of Defense Staff, LU, Commander, Federal Republic, the Chairman, House Committee on the Grassroots Petroleum Sector, Honorable Musa Sarkidano, the Chief Host, Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Hazel Gabo, Commander, Federal Republic, Admiralty Medal, representatives of the service chiefs, the National Security Advisor, ably represented by Major A.S. Danulu, Director Navy, Ministry of Defense, ably represented by Ahmed Suleiman, former Chief of Defense Staff, Admiral Ibrahim Ogoyi, Commander, Federal Republic, retired. Special Advisor Technical to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major A.T. retired. Principal Staff Officers of Defense and Services Headquarters, Commandants and Commanders of Autonomous Units, Flag Officers Commanding, Senior Officers serving and retired, Your Royal Majesties, Magaji Rafi Gondu, and Igwe Dr. John Ayowa, the Chief Executive of Government Offshore Company, Alhaji Nasiru, President, Naval Officers Work Association, Hajia Aisha Nanagabu, gentlemen officers, spouses, relatives and friends of the newly promoted senior officers, distinguished invited guests and friends of the Navy, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. By the grace and mercy of Almighty God, I, Rear Admiral G.S. Abubakar, with a heart full of gratitude, delight and sense of accomplishment, stand before you to, on behalf of the newly promoted and decorated admirals, deliver this vote of thanks. Indeed, promotions to the next higher rank in the armed forces are bestowed on personnel as a reward for noticeable hard work, having invested time, effort, and commitment to duties in the years leading to promotion. However, it is worthy to note that above all qualification for any promotion, same is possible only when God Almighty wills and permits. Thus, our most profound gratitude goes first and foremost to Almighty God for finding us worthy of this elevation to the amiable rank of Rear Admiral. I want to also, on behalf of newly decorated colleagues, especially thank and appreciate the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, Grand Commander of Federal Republic. Honorable Minister of Defense, Chief of the Defense Staff, and the Chief of the Naval Staff in particular, for finding us worthy to be promoted to this enviable rank. We cannot thank you enough for the trust and confidence imposed in us, and we say a big thank you with a promise to do more for the betterment of the Nigerian Navy, the armed forces, and our dear country Nigeria at large. Indeed, we pledge and extend our unalloyed loyalty with additional vigor and commitment in the service of our fatherland. Our immense thankfulness also goes to the branch chiefs, flag officers commanders, principal staff officers from naval headquarters, commands and establishments whose steadfast guidance and overwhelming support have impacted greatly in our careers thus far. Indeed, we are very grateful. Much thanks for the continuous guidance and overwhelming support that shaped all for getting this far. To our family members and other well-wishers, you remain a pillar of continuous support at home. We will continue to seek for much more support from the home front more than ever before. This is because to whom much is given, much is expected. To our colleagues, officers and ratings and friends, we say a big thank you. Working and being in your company over the years has in no small measure contributed to our successes attained thus far, and by application, given the multiple new ranks we have been decorated with today. We appreciate you all. Once again, and on a final note, I wish to, on behalf of the newly decorated Admirals, thank the Almighty God for life and good health to witness this memorable day in our chosen career. I thank you all and especially wish everyone safe return to their respective destination. Thank you, farewell, and onward together.
Before we proceed for the group photograph, may I announce that the ceremonial sunset and Navy ball we hold today